And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Rebo_LeBron 6000. That's a name. Not mocking your name, man. I'm just saying that's a name. Who asked the question, who would win in a fight? Now, I've done Batman and Doom before, but the question is, if they both had prep time, who would win? Now, with prep time, they both have to have the same amount of prep time, same whatever they have at their disposal and resources that they've had in the comics, at their own wealth, everything along those lines. And both these characters have feats that put them in god-like neighborhoods. Like Batman has the final bat suit, beating the Justice League on several occasions. Punked out Darkseid, for fuck's sake, twice. Actually, even more than that, I think. And he solved entire complex issues that most gods couldn't even figure out. But again, that's writing all that. But Doom is just the same. Doom has literally become God Emperor Doom. He has literally saved a broken multiverse, turned it into his own creation, and looked over it before. He has bested the Fantastic Four multiple times. He has bested the the Marquis of Death by getting beaten, then going the long way to learn everything he could about magic, and then beating him that way. He's a man who is very prideful, but extreme for reasons. Like he is considered himself the smartest being, even above Richards. And if he ever gets a chance to prove himself to Richards, he jumps at that. So, excuse me one second. I got a burp. Pardon me. Ooh. Excuse me. Sorry. Lunch went down the wrong way. So, the question isn't what do these two have at their full disposal, mind. Now, mind you, we're talking with prep time given whatever they generally have at their disposal. You can't say make Doom God Emperor Doom to give him prep time against Batman. That's not how that works. And likewise, I couldn't inherently give Batman the final bat suit either, because that really wasn't at his disposal. That was something that was given to him by the World Forger, all that. So I couldn't do the final bat suit, because if we're just doing final bat suit to God Emperor Doom, that's a versus in and of itself. No, we have to look at what these characters bring to the table and what these characters could prepare for with the other. Because with prep time, that means they know about each other. They know what each brings to the table. Batman would know not just about his tech, his intelligence, his Doom bots, his armor, but also the fact that Doom, I don't know if it's recently in the comics he's gained back magical abilities, because he lost them for a while, as far as I know. But let's just assume he has the magical abilities. And he's a master magician to the point where he was a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme. Batman is a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, technically, but nowhere near the level of Stark, because it's all a mask. He is the world's greatest detective. He has contingencies upon contingencies. He's got the resources to back that up, and he's got multiple suits to back that up. So the question isn't whether or not Doom would beat Batman with prep. Because with prep, Doom is capable of beating Batman. I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. The question actually is more, is Batman capable of beating Doom with prep? That's the real question here. Is he... Because magical beings Batman has gone up against, like with the Justice League Dark movie, he has dealt with the magical world before, absolutely. But actually, there was a comic panel I saw recently, with some shorts, why Batman is not allowed to use magic, because magic takes. It doesn't give, per se. It takes from the other, and Batman has nothing left to lose, which means he would go dark, and he'd go dark fast. That's why Batman's not allowed to learn magic, basically. And so the question isn't, like I said, isn't whether or not Doom could beat Batman with prep. I think it's a resounding yes. The question is, but could Batman? And could Batman have a contingency? Could he plan around all the magic Doom could throw at? Because that would really come down to technology to technology. But if they're going in with prep, Batman knows about any trick theoretically Doom has thrown in his conceivable time. Theoretically, it would be about dealing with magic. That'd be the big question here. And then you'd have to ask yourself, even if he can deal with magic, could Doom contingency around that contingency, and could Batman contingency around a contingency for the contingency, and a vicious loop? But we first got to ask that question: can Batman deal with magic? And there hasn't been a lot of cases to show that Batman can straight up defeat a magic user. It all depends on the context of the magic. Like if it's Zatanna, if Batman just gets in quick enough and knocks her ass out, then sure. Or John Constantine, sure. But we're not talking about someone he can just straight up punch in the face and beat. We're talking about Doom, who's constantly head to toe in highly durable armor. Usually a combination of like titanium and a little bit of adamantium in there too. Or just straight up adamantium, and he's using like a molecular manipulator to move the adamantium to allow him to move. So it's not something Batman would necessarily have something to break. And I think that is the problem. Batman, most of what Batman could theoretically throw at Doom, nothing except for like the final Batsuit, which we can't give him here, could get through his armor. The armor survived a shot from the Infinity Gauntlet. The armor composed of the true cost of the world of vampires. The armor literally can survive nearly anything. Batman just doesn't have a tool in his arsenal to get through that. He's combined that with mysticism and a at minimum equal level intelligence, but probably a smarter individual than Doom. Doom is, by all accounts, smarter than Batman. I don't think that's unreasonable to say. So, again, and because of the fact that I can't think of a good explanation for how Batman could get around every single spell, unless, and this is my only guess, because we're talking about prep and Batman would have to go to people who would trust me for help, unless he somehow gets the Hellbat suit, which would be at his disposal, and gets Fate to do some augmentation with mysticism, and maybe puts like a negation spell on it or something like that, then maybe he could deal with Doom's spells. But even then, that's a hard maybe. And even then, that's still not giving Batman in a way to get through the armor, because the Hellbat, as strong as it is, being able to dish it out with Darkseid, isn't really strong enough to get. It's not something on the level of the Infinity Gauntlet, which literally could reshape a universe in an instant. A little thought can become reality. You could literally wipe out half of the life in the universe with a snap, a literal snap. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't see, and I can't remember exactly how Doom ultimately got kind of taken down in Infinity War. But regardless, it's kind of irrelevant. This is simply due to the fact that, yeah, it's just Batman doesn't have a good answer for Doom. Doom is one of those characters he simply does. The only thing that really is Doom's biggest Achilles heel is his own arrogance, is his own hubris. That's his only Achilles heel, really. So, unfortunately for Batman, yeah, he just doesn't have a strong answer here. So I would have to go Doom. Even with prep, I don't think Batman can beat Doom. Because Doom also is... Now, if I give Batman prep and I don't give Doom prep, that means Batman definitely stands a much better shot. Because even with things, even with his armor, I'm not saying the Hellbat armor couldn't, like, damage his armor, but I'm not saying you could get straight through it, like, just annihilate him. No. Or put him down. Batman would have to figure out a way to get that armor off him. And even then, he'd have to figure out a way to get around his mysticism. So he stands a better shot if it's prep to no prep, but it's still not a good shot. So I would say, yeah, Doom probably takes this, in my opinion. This is, of course, just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.